So we're going to talk about the church. God is building himself a house. Imagine what it could be if we built according to the vision. If we built according to the pattern. If we saw what's on God's heart and built that way, how much more fruit, how much more power, how much more life-changing experiences we could have than just building according to the pattern we saw on the next street corner. I really feel we should be in prayer about this. We should be serious with God about this, because it's not a game. It's not just, oh well, it doesn't matter. Whatever we do is good enough. We're doing it in Jesus' name. Getting a bunch of people together isn't good enough. We have to be actually ministering Christ, ministering Jesus. And I know there's a temptation, if someone has a powerful gift in ministry, to use that to attract people and form a group centered around them and their ministry. You know, the first person to use their power and their gifts and their abilities and their good looks to join together and attract a following was Lucifer. His God-given gifts and beauty and ability he employed to get people following him. People, no, beings. And I think we need to be very careful, because it can't be about us. If it's about us, you know, Joe's church down the street or over in California, you know, I'm not God, I can't judge them. But when I read the Bible, something gives me a fear of God. I don't want to be lighting up my incense holder and running in there and lighting my own fire. Because in the Old Testament, at least, the results weren't good. And I don't think it's any different today. I think there's still going to be a fire that's going to fall. Now, today's the age of grace, and God isn't judging us right now, but he says he will. And when the age of grace is over, it's over. There isn't any more grace. It's the age of judgment. Judgment is coming. And then grace is gone. And then what did you do with the grace that I gave you? Did you just use it to please yourself? Do your own thing? Or did you use that grace to do my will and to build up my house for me? And I want to be building up God's house for him, something that he likes and enjoys and feels at home in. The apostles were men who had a vision. They had a vision of the whole thing. There are a lot of their gifts and ministries. And there's a wise master builder. That's why I say they had a vision of the whole plant. It's a master builder. Now, you can get a carpenter, and he's in there pounding nails and putting up a piece of wood. But you also need the plumber. And you need the electrician. You need the roofer. You need the concrete guy. And they may not have the whole vision. That's where apostles come in, is they have the vision of the whole thing. But you get a lot of plumbers that are out there. Plumbing is the deal. And only you got to plumb. Everybody's got to be a plumber. Can I pick on evangelists? Evangelists are especially guilty of this. When they open the Bible, that's all they see is evangelism. Every page they turn is evangelism. Why is that? Because that's their gift, that's their ministry, that's what God's saying. But they go out and they establish a church based on evangelism, and everybody in there's got to be evangelizing, and the whole thing, they take one aspect of the job and focus on that and think that that's everything. So we have to have the humility to see our part, my little teaching part. Maybe that's part. Maybe it's a wiring part, But the apostolic function, to me, is to pass along the vision, the plan. They've seen the plan, and they're sharing the plan. When we're seeking the will of God, God can speak to us directly, but He can also use other people. He can use people we respect. He can use people we don't respect. And mules, it's rare. Yeah, donkeys. We have to be humble enough to hear God speak. Wherever He chooses to speak through the Bible, speak through a preacher, speak through a book. God speaks in many ways. If we're really tuned into God, we'll hear Him. My sheep hear my voice. Often He speaks very quietly.
Yeah.
And sometimes the more you want to hear Him, the quieter He gets. Because He knows if He spoke loudly, we'd do it whether we really wanted to or not. And He always wants us to choose. So, seems like the more we try to hear. But anyway, I say that my sheep hear my voice, but the goats have a little bit more trouble.